right, guys, let's talk about negative self-talk. That is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, which is why I'm doing another one-off, off the cuff, no pre-planning, no nothing, just talking to the camera and talking to you guys about what's going on with me. Even though I have some significant clean time, the drugs and the alcohol have been removed from my system. However, I still deal with negative self-talk. My own thinking continues to get in my way. I continue to interrupt my own successes in life. And that is something very, very, very important that I want to address today in this video, to share the experiences that I've been going through, and hopefully, just hopefully, you can avoid the same mistakes I made. Let me tell you what's been going on. First of all, if you are new to my channel, hi, I'm Shay. I'm a recovered drug addict with 22 years of active drug addiction. My drug of choice was heroin. Any opiate I can get my hands on, let me tell you. As of October 10th of 2016, that is my clean date. So I have about 4 years, 4 months, and a handful of days clean as of today. What has been going on with me is a whole lot of negative self-talk, guys. Nothing but negativity I have been feeding myself for weeks. Let me tell you what happened. So if you have been following my journey for a while, you would know that about 6-7 months ago, I went through a breakup. It took a while for that breakup to finalize itself. We had a lease together. We still lived together for about 3 months after the official breakup itself, but we were still kind of living together, splitting the bills, etc., etc. From there, when my lease ended in that apartment, I was on a waiting list for another apartment. So it took me a while to wait for this apartment to be opened up and for me to move in. So in the interim, I was staying with my family. I noticed that I had a significant amount of negative self-talk, and with that negative self-talk was a lot of anxiety. I mean, anxiety out the yin-yang. The heart is beating fast. I can feel interruptions in my regular heartbeat, my racing thoughts, stumbling over my words, making myself look like a complete fool to anybody and everybody that I interacted with on a daily basis. That's how it manifested itself with me. And what I found was that that negative self-talk started shortly after I moved into this apartment. And you want to know why? It's because the heart of my addiction, the one thing that continues to hold me back and turn me back to addiction, is my self-esteem issues, the negative self-talk. The things that I heard when I was a kid, it's so ingrained in me, and I believe it. So what started happening was, I moved into my own apartment, I'm on my own again, and I started thinking, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Who do I think I am to be able to take care of myself? And then on top of that, I'm learning a new position at work. And I make mistakes, of course, because I'm learning a new position at work. And then what also started happening was, who am I? A junkie that was strung out for 22 years. Who am I to think that I can be as successful as my colleagues? Who am I to think that I can play on the same level as these people? And that's what happens to me. No matter how much recovery time you have, you need to continuously be working on yourself at all times. This journey never ends. There is always something within yourself that you can work on. And I had to determine that I am smart. I am capable. I can do this. I can play on the same level as everybody else. Everybody has a disadvantage in life. Our disadvantages are just different. The point is to keep showing up and to overcome them. Recognize your shortcomings when they happen and do something about it. Be active, chase your success. And that is one thing I continue to do. Even though I made mistakes, and even though I had that negative self-talk and the anxiety and all that stuff is going on, I never quit. At the end of my day, what I always do is I sit with myself and I humbly ask myself, what am I doing to fundamentally screw up my life? What role do I play in anything negative that has happened to me during my week, during my day, whatever it is that I'm examining? And I ask myself as humbly as I possibly can, and let me tell you, the answers that I get back, I don't want to hear them. I don't want to face them. I don't want to hear it, because that is my ego speaking to me. That is my ego trying to stop me from getting my success. So I continue to sit. I let the ego tell me everything it wants to tell me. And then once I've calmed down and I humbly ask myself that question and I allow the ego to have its peace, I can get to the heart of the problem. And once I get to the heart of the problem, then I know what I can fix and I work on it. I add it to my toolbox, so to speak, so that I can pull that tool out when I need it. That's what it means to be a recovering or a recovered drug addict. You may have recovered from the drugs or the alcohol or whatever it is that is stopping you from achieving your success, but you always need to work on yourself. That is a lesson that I had to learn. I am going to always be working on myself because I want to be the very best version of me that I possibly can be. I do this for success in my own life, and I want desperately to help others to find their own success in life too. Once you've made the decision to get rid of your sickness and to make different changes in your life, miracles happen. Miracles that are beyond your wildest dreams. Things that I never could have dreamed of when I was drugging. Back when I had my heroin habit, for me to be an independent career woman with my own place and paying my bills on time was absolutely unachievable. I couldn't even dream of the life that I currently have now. It was beyond my grasp back then. So for me to be able to look at what I have and to live in gratitude with what I have is something that I hold on to during those hard times. We all know what it's like to have negative self-talk. And we may have people that we can lean on that will provide us support during certain times in our life and during our journey. But the one thing that we always have to be able to depend on is ourselves. At the end of the day, we have to contend with ourselves. We have to be at peace with ourselves. Ourself is who we lay down with at night. When you wake up in the morning, in those moments alone, and when we go to bed at night, it's our own consciousness that we are contending with. If we are not at peace with ourselves, and if we do not constantly try to improve ourselves on a daily basis, our successes will be stopped. Let me tell you, karma is a fickle, fickle bitch. If you don't put out good in the world, good is not going to come back to you. Stop the addiction. Stop the addictive behaviors, and you just might find some peace in life. And just because the drugs and the alcohol are out of your system, and just because you may have 4 years and 4 months and whatever how many days I may have clean today, it doesn't mean that I still don't have work to do with myself. Words are powerful, but our actions are penetrating. Be the change in the world that you want to see, and I hope to see you in my next video.